So today we're talking about Off the Grid. It's a new battle royale that's supposed to be competing with Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex Legends. So it just came out. It's pretty much in beta mode right now. It has not had an official full release date yet. But I played the beta, and I have a few thoughts about the game that I'd like to discuss. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with some of my thoughts. So first of all, the optimization for this game is not where it needs to be. I understand it's in beta mode right now, but simple things like if you're playing on a next-gen console or even a PC, you're supposed to get at least 120 frames per second, or if not higher if you have a PC. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just me, but my game is stuck at 60 frames per second, even though I have the setting on unlimited frames, which I know is going to cap out at 120 for a PS5, which is what I play, but it's still stuck at 60. I tried doing unlimited. I tried putting it specifically on 120 and nothing changes. It's capped out at 60 frames per second. So that's a problem. Visually, I know it's on Unreal Engine 5, I believe, but visually, I believe there's some potential, but it still honestly, it looks kind of bad. It looks like a PS4 game sometimes, but, or better yet, a better description of the game that I can think of. It feels like I'm playing a mobile game. That's really what it feels like. Also, it's in third-person mode, so depending on the type of player you are, you may or may not enjoy third-person modes, but it is what it is. If you play Fortnite, you're used to it. Warzone's dabbled with it a little bit with third-person mode. I don't mind it, you know. It's a different way to play. It's refreshing. You get to peek around corners and stuff like that. So there's pros and cons to it. I don't feel as accurate playing third-person mode, but that's just me personally. And if you didn't know, if you haven't already played the beta or the game at all, it's if you're coming from Warzone like me, I'm typically a Warzone player, and I'll play a little Fortnite here and there, but the TTK is pretty long, so just keep that in mind whenever you get into gunfights. You're not going to have super fast TTKs like you might be used to in Warzone, so if you let off the trigger a little too early, you know, just be prepared to lose that gunfight. So also, just the gunplay in general just kind of feels bad. Some guns I pick up, I could swear it's like fully auto, but I'll shoot and it's just single fire shots, and then like it just kind of throws everything off. Like I'm picking up an AR, I'm usually expecting it to be a burst or fully automatic, but sometimes I feel like I pick up a gun that's kind of just single fire and just throws off my whole rhythm in the game. So the guns aren't really where I would like them to be, but that's just me personally. That could be a me problem. The audio is kind of bad. I don't know what it's like. So if you're, again, this is a Warzone reference, but if you're used to like slide canceling and things like that, if you try to do a slide in this game, there's absolutely no sound. Like it almost feels like you go into the animation and it's like you just kind of like gliding on ice, like you just slide on ice. Like there's no kind of audio feedback or any of that. And speaking of feedback, like some of the guns, I don't really use haptic feedback on when I play shooting games, but even like if you don't use that, usually games will give you like some kind of rumble or something. This is just like I feel like I get no rumble, so I almost feel like even though I'm holding down the trigger, it almost feels like I'm not getting any kind of, or it almost feels like I'm not shooting the gun at all. This is a problem. It's like, so if I'm sliding, if I'm shooting, it's like there's no kind of audio. It's just, I don't know. This is super weird. Again, I understand this is the beta. I'm just giving you my thoughts in its current state. And when it first came out, they talked about pretty much that this is a game that's kind of going to have like a, I've heard from other people before I experienced the game myself, there was like a rumor of it being kind of like an NFT type game. So it seems kind of like a cyberpunk-esque Warzone NFT type game. Like it's a completely unique theme to it, which makes it intriguing, interesting. But there's this NFT aspect to it apparently. Like if so in the game you get these hexes. If you can extract the hex, take it out the game successfully, you get to keep the item. That's sort of like your NFT right there. And you have the option to keep it, use it, or put it on the marketplace and sell it. When it first came out, when they first talked about it, they made it seem like you can take that, sell it on the marketplace, and then also, I guess, turn that into real cash, apparently. Maybe that's still probably something that's true. But again, like it's in beta, so I don't really expect all the features to be there yet. It almost felt like a game that was incentivizing you to play it instead of like playing games that try to charge you for little things with microtransactions. It almost seemed like a game that would reward you for playing it, which is kind of an interesting theme to it. I have not experienced that yet. I've seen the marketplace, but the only thing I can do right now is trade items, I think, and sell items, which I haven't done that yet. But the whole extracting items NFT style and converting it into actual currency or cash for myself, I've yet to experience that. Maybe it comes at a later date. But so it went from the promise in a way of being like play to win, I guess you could say, to now I'm looking at the battle pass thing, and it almost has a pay to win feel to it. So you have what they call OTG Pro, which I guess is like their battle pass thing, but it's kind of like if you ever played Fortnite, they have the crew. It's a monthly subscription as opposed to you just paying for the battle pass outright one time. So I don't know how I feel about that, because that's an easy way to get caught into a subscription service and just drain your wallet. When you have OTG Pro, basically you get currency at a much faster rate than the average person. So it has kind of a pay to win kind of feel, because you're paying money to gain an unfair advantage over other people. And like some games, it's just cosmetic. But this seems like if I can get what they call gun tokens, that's how you unlock weapons in this game. Like you don't have like a basic inventory of weapons you just put together until you can unlock or level them up. Like you basically have to unlock your weapons through hexes, and whatever you get is just whatever you can put in your loadout. So if you're a person who likes to use ARs, SMGs, and you have not unlocked that with your hex, then you can't put it in your loadout. I think you can, they give you the option to have like a randomized loadout, but still it's just, you can't put something together for yourself until you unlock that item. Or like I said, if you have OTG Pro, you can use your gun tokens. Not even just OTG Pro, but if you have your gun tokens, you can go to the marketplace and purchase a weapon. But if you have OTG Pro, you can purchase weapons at a much faster rate, and you can purchase higher tier weapons, like weapons with 4, 5, 6 attachments on it. Maybe not 6, I think like 4 or 5. You can purchase weapons that have like 5 attachments, whereas the average person could only purchase the basic weapon unless they really save up their gun tokens. So you can go on like a spinning spree with the OTG Pro perks and get the best weapons faster than anybody else. So it's got a bit of a pay to win feel to it. And just to circle back, the movement on the game, the movement seems very inconsistent. Sometimes like when I try to initiate a running movement, it doesn't work. So I'm like clicking in my stick, it just feels like I'm in mud. Like it's very inconsistent, the running action. Like when I try to initiate a run, sometimes it doesn't run. So I'm trying to like push the button to move, and then all of a sudden it like just kicks into gear and then you start moving. It's like you really notice like if you have something like the Roadrunner legs, it doesn't always initiate when you want it to initiate. So it's the movement, or running at least, is very inconsistent. The gliding, the ability to jump off the buildings and just glide wherever you want to go is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me, if you ever played, before Call of Duty Warzone came out, there was a game called Call of Duty Blackout. And Warzone, you use parachutes. Blackout, you had like these wingsuits. It kind of feels like that, which I actually like that a lot. So that's one of the cool things about the game. It kind of brings back that nostalgia of playing Blackout. But I mean, overall, the game is a very cool idea. It's a very unique idea. It's a refreshing idea to the Battle Royale scene. Because besides Warzone, Apex, and Fortnite, there's really nothing else. I mean, some people play PUBG, but I've never played that. I don't play Apex. Like I said, I just play Warzone and Fortnite. But the idea of this game, like I said, was very interesting and intriguing. So I've been playing it a little bit. Probably put about 3 hours into the game. But yeah, they got some serious changes to make, man. Especially if they want this to be the Warzone killer or whatever it is they want it to be. It kind of feels like a little bit like there was a multiplayer game that came out, X Defiant, that's supposed to be the COD killer. There was so much hype about it. people complain about movement and stuff on Call of Duty. Then as X-Defiant came out, it's kind of just there. It's by no means a COD killer. It's just another option as a multiplayer game, and I kind of feel like this could be trending that way if it doesn't make some of these changes. So like I said, the FPS, the guns feeling better, the audio needs to change. I hope they don't turn this into a pay to win, because you'll lose your crowd very quickly doing that. The movement is kind of iffy, and even the settings, if you try to change the settings in the game, is very odd. You gotta like hold down like the menu button to pull it up, and even then sometimes it pulls up a different menu, so I gotta back out and hold it again. And I tried mapping my custom layout to feel like Warzone, but I think the game is bugged right now, so all my controls just reverted back to default, which is a very bad default setup. But I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, man, that's just my thoughts on the game right now. These are just some of the things that the game doesn't tell you or until you experience for yourself. But overall, I like the idea, especially like with the abilities of the different arms and legs that have give you different abilities. It's kind of refreshing because, like I said, I play Warzone. I don't play Apex. I know Apex has like abilities, so this kind of feels like a middle ground of that. So that's intriguing to me. But until some of these changes are made, man, I don't see this really competing with Warzone or Fortnite. No matter how much the big streamers try to like push this on people, which is the reason why I played it in the first place, because all the streamers that I watch played it, but then I played it for myself and I'm like, this is not as good of a game as they make it out to be. So I suggest you play it for yourself. Like I said, it's not a bad game, it's just not in a good place right now. Yeah, man, those are my thoughts on the game, man. If you agree or disagree, man, let me know in the comments. Drop a like on the video, it helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I play a lot of shooting games and various other games too. But if you like this style of video, man, I just want to know more about the game. If you haven't played it for yourself, let me know. And catch you in the next one. Peace.